I'm Hans, the UCC answer guy. I'll be your host for the next few minutes as we travel through the wonders of communication technology along this timeline. Come on. 1957. We organize ourselves as a union between the Congregational Christian churches and the Evangelical and Reformed Church. We parade in the shadow of Cleveland's Terminal Tower, a new denomination, though we boast some of the nation's oldest churches, including West Parish UCC of Barnstable, Massachusetts, founded in 1616, 4 years before the Pilgrims came to America. The congregation was formed in London and moved as a group to West Barnstable in 1639. We still gather there in worship each Sunday. And so we begin the journey from the handshake to the comma. The 1970s, Richard Nixon, Kent State, Ali, Cosell, Saturday Night Live, Billie Jean King, Rocky, The World According to Garth. Women and people of color gain a new sense of identity. In the UCC, it's more than just symbolic. The explosive 1960s. Society is rocked by civil rights and the Vietnam War. We are challenged by Jack Kennedy and Martin Luther King. We experience cultural disconnects like Mary Poppins and the Rolling Stones. The decade ends with a man setting foot on the moon. In the UCC, the civil rights movement spurs the formation of the Committee for Racial Justice Now and Ministers for Racial, Social, and Economic Justice. The Office of Communication fights huge corporations on behalf of the public interest. The problem with picking any one spot or looking through any one lens is that you miss cool stuff, like the Disabilities Ministries or the 1985 General Synod that urges our churches to become accessible to all. The next 50 years, who knows what the still-speaking God will have in store for us.
The first 50 years of the United Church of Christ have been done. We're dependent on you for the next 50 years. So, we need you. We're glad you're here.
Why is the church unattractive to people under the age of 30?
We've been lied to. We've been lied to all the way around. You look at everything from all the medieval art that you see to the stained glass windows. All the iconography in your church says that to be important, you need to be old. The disciples were not middle-aged men. They were young people between the ages of 17 and 30. Jesus chose young people to hang out with and to spread his gospel message.
One of the things we have to do if we really want to make it attractive is to recognize young people, young adults, children, as a vital part of Christ's community and to invest in them in money and intention and love and community in a meaningful and non-tokenizing kind of way.
Instead of asking questions like, why doesn't the church appeal to people under 30? Instead, just think about what is so vibrant and so wonderful that anybody would come. Why am I bored? You know, ask yourself that question.
What really is the future of the United Church of Christ?
We can't allow the way we've always done business in the church to continue. That you come into the church, you sit down in the pew, you passively receive the sermon, you stay for coffee hour, you maybe commit to a committee or a bake sale, and then you go home. That's not it. That's not the gospel. That's not the message. That's not good news.
I want to be able to relate to Jesus. I want to be able to see the humanness in Jesus. Because if I'm not able to see that, how can I be that?
Exactly.
I have been told in no uncertain terms that I am the hope for certain people. And I am not the hope for the United Church of Christ. And I am not the future of the United Church of Christ. The hope and the future of the Church of Jesus Christ is Jesus Christ.